Hello everybody. We're gonna do some floor-based exercises for our yoga session today. So I suggest that you get all the props you might have around you. So even if you don't have a yoga block, you can get some books, you can get some cushions, one, two, even more if you want. So you can try to stretch the best you can. And before we go all into the asanas, I'm gonna do a warm up on the floor. So we're starting onto our balls of our feet here, and then we're gonna start pushing our body weight back onto the heels and up, and just lift just gently, not too far. And you can also cushion your bum if this is not very suitable for you. It's kind of nice to find the balls of your feet, push the heels back, and lift the chest up. Breathe. And start breathing with intention to kind of connect. Where is your breath going? It's going into your belly, into your lungs, into your cells, your bloodstream, your organs, your muscles. And as you exhale, you're aware you're excreting the carbon dioxide and all the other toxins you no longer need to use in your body. This is the constant exchange between inhalation and exhalation. The more you use the muscles, the more you become aware of what goes on internally. And then you become more understanding towards everything else around you and towards yourself. So we've got gentle attitude towards ourselves here. So if your feet are hurting you now, this is only normal. You can just come off your feet, bring your knuckles on the floor, and just tap your feet a little like this. And then relax. Now find a front of your feet and come sitting back down. My ankles are hurting, so I'm just going to go with a cushion here, and then I'm just going to try to sit here a little longer. I'm finding my seat bones onto my hips, heels, and then I can just rock forwards and backwards. So this way I feel this gentle rock in my sacral bone and also the pelvic girdle. So I can become more aware how the bones affect my mood and my muscles. I can just go side to side a bit, loosening up just gently. Then you start becoming aware of your pelvic floor muscles. And then you forget about the pain in the ankles. So you'll be becoming more attentive towards other things. And then we can come back out again. Let me just take this out of the way so you can see hands and knees. And inhaling, we lift the spine up, then we're going to push it to the side and then down to the floor and up again. We're breathing in and breathing out, churning our belly and our spine. So I really direct this from my upper spine first, and then I can squeeze my belly in and tuck the tail a little bit more. If you want, you can go back with the tail and the front and then come back towards the heels and forward. So you don't have to do this. It's a bit more complicated. Do your best, whatever you decide to do. Just go with the flow. And then other way around. So I'm just going to push my spine up again. This time I'll push it the other side and down and around. I'm starting with smaller circles in my upper spine, pushing my arms, breathing in, breathing out. And then you can just start moving forwards and back to the hips. Forwards and back towards your hips and then forwards and back towards your hips and then forwards again. Breathe. Start pushing, moving places that you don't normally go to, and see where you can find more space here. One more time. And you relax. Bring the head between your arms, go to your fingertips, find the arms level with your ears, relax your shoulders. Let the chin to tuck the chest and hold. And then we come back towards the heels, keeping the fingertips on the floor. Then we bring the palms down. We bring into chaturanga, inhaling up. Exhale, we come to cat stretch onto your fingertips again. Come back, try to keep your fingers on the floor. Then bring the palms and elbows in. Inhale and exhale. One more time. Inhale here and hold. Now you can go a little lower than me if you don't want to be so high. You can separate your legs or put them together, see how you feel. I need to try to get my shoulders back in down. It looks harder, it's harder than it looks, so just you can bend your arms a little bit more and lower your belly down on the ground if you need to. One more time here, and we come looking up. Pull the shoulders back, palms pressing, belly brace underneath you. I want you to now connect with the stomach and pump it. So draw it underneath. Really pull the belly and see how your body reacts when you pull in the stomach here. And then relax. See how much spine moves, okay? So inhale into your belly. So your belly swells up, so your spine rises. Inhale a bit more. And exhale, push onto the arms and come back, arch. And then come back to child's pose again, here. Now I'm going to bend the elbows, bring the hands back behind you and push the palms together. And just you can squeeze your palms and drag your elbows in. Again, you can have a cushion under your palm. See how you're feeling here, breathe. Tuck the elbows down more. Relax your neck. Push the hands behind you. Opening the shoulders. Now get the forearms on the ground. Try to keep the palms down first. Keep pressing onto the forearms. Then take the palms up towards the ceiling. See whether you can maintain that, separating the palm towards the floor. You may not be able to touch that. You feel a lot of stretch here through the wrist. Then we can keep the palms and the arms down. You're lifting your hips up first. Then you can dig your knees up and then get onto the balls of your feet. Stretch your legs high and then you get the knees straight. So I got my balls of the feet down and I'm looking towards my knees. My palms squeezing on the floor, my elbows are pressing down. And I bring my heels down. There's a stretch in the calves there, it's quite intense. And we press down again and go up the balls of the feet. And we come down again, stretch. We lift up again, up. And then we come down again, pushing the heels down here and hold this one. My head is off the floor, okay? There's no pressure on my neck, it's all on my forearms and I'm holding. Now I'm gonna bring my knees down again. Look into my hands. This time I can release my hands down. Take my right leg back and stretch it out as far as I can go. Look into my hands. Push the palms. Then I'm going to push up onto the hands and I come back down. Push up onto the hands and come back down. Keep pointing the toes. Use your arms wherever you can go. And one more. And then bring this knee down. You're going to change side using my core muscles and open the other side. And then push up onto my arms, keeping my toes really pointing and lifting as best as I can here. Inhaling and exhaling. One more, inhale, and exhale. You can stay here. Bring the knees together. Yes, just try to keep the forehead down now. We're going to try to get the hands by our sides, but make sure there's not too much pressure on the head. So I go on the front of my crown. And just keep my tail high and my head is down. If you got neck issues, you don't want to let go of the head, it's fine. Okay? But if you can, get the hands behind you and pull the arms back, you're going to get into the shoulder stretch. This is the rabbit pose. I'm using my core muscles. You can change the thumbs around. Pull the arms a little bit further if you can manage it. And I'm going to relax my hands and help myself back into my closed balasana here and wrapping my arms around. Again, use your breath. So really deepen that breath. And I come up. So take one leg forward. So choose the leg away from me. forwards first, so that when you turn you can see me. Then I take my other leg in. So I got this position I'm getting into. So there's a half a leg here. So you're getting the foot behind you, and this knee opens like you're in the warrior two position. Okay. So you're gonna keep the hips to the front, shoulders back and down. Now see whether you can lift this arm and go to the floor and pull the shoulders back. Keep pressing the heel down. Normally you may not be able to come down to the floor when you got the full leg, but if you have half the leg, you might find the hands easily here. If it's not happening, bring your yoga block. So you can push this knee back, your inner thigh is really activating. And see how far down you can come with this hip, and then you get the other arm. You can look under your armpit or look towards your fingertips. And breathe. Then we can take this arm, just lean onto that leg and see whether you can come back just with the body first. And then you're relaxed here. So if you want to wrap this arm around to this leg, you'll get some shoulder stretch too. And then you keep pushing the hips down. Breathe. Your inner thigh is really active on the front leg here. Deepen the breath. If you're feeling the knee on the back is getting in too much tension, you can put a cushion or a blanket under your knee and just keep breathing here. Don't stop. Deep breaths in and out. Nice. Then we're going to stretch this leg. So straight away you got this gate pose here already. You can reach this arm. Yeah, reach towards there. See if you can lift the toe up and push your hips back. So you're getting this hip there, pushing. Then you can free this arm and then come over. I keep pushing the hip to the side. You can look under your armpit. You can rest this hand wherever it wants to go and see whether you can flatten the foot. You don't have to. Now you can bend your knee again. Go back down, so that whether you can go a little bit lower. You might be able to, but check it. And I'm gonna wrap my arm again. This time your arms come underneath and you're looking over your shoulder. Again, cushion your knee on the back leg if you need it. And one more time, breathing in and out. Now I free my hands. I come in into the front here. Okay, so if you shift your body weight to the side again, so you got your hands and this foot is flat. So you get the hands down, lean onto the arms, pull the belly in, and you can square your shoulders and your hips and then try to lift this leg. This is harder than it looks. Then the opposite arm comes up. Breathe. You can bend your knee. It's easier. And then you can bring the leg down. This time I keep my knee over under the hip and bring my forearms down. So you can see. So you're getting the forearms and your inner thigh. So it's a half a box split. So you can just go as far down or as far forwards as you want. So just adjust. You go in front and back, finding the best you can through the inner thigh. And then I'm going to open my left knee out a bit more here because I can feel I can go a bit further. You don't have to do that. So stay where you must. Good. Now I'm going to help myself in my hands and then tuck this knee in. So I'm in the frog pose already, both feet flexed. And I'm just going to stay here. Again, if you want to, you can cushion your chest, your arms, your head, and just settle in the frog pose. It's harder than it looks. So you don't have to put pressure too much onto the hips. You decide where you like to go with this. I'm moving a little because I feel like my body's already moving down, so I adjusted a little bit further forwards. Please do not force beyond your ability. Now I'm going to use my hands. Just lift myself up, bring my toes in. So I'm on this straddle here, but with bent knees. So I'm pushing my pelvis forwards and anteriorly. You can sit on a cushion, okay? Not everyone can bend this far. So I found my sit bones on the floor and I'm sitting here. You could be sitting on your heels, on your toes, or on your cushions. And I'm gonna relax a little. You can find your pelvic floor, lift it up, relax the shoulders. If you feel like closing your eyes and turning your neck to check that there's no tension here. Good. And I use my fingertips to push and come with the balls of my feet. Again, this is intense, so you can keep your hands on the floor. You don't need to lift the hands, okay? So if you can, you're lifting the hands onto your knees. If not, keep your fingertips on the floor or on your toes. And see where you can squeeze your heels together and open the knees out a little bit more. I always think about a lotus flower when I'm in this position. So you need strong roots, but you're floating on the top, so it doesn't matter if you move. And then we can bring the fingertips and then bring this knee into position like we did on the other side. So you're going on the half warrior two, so your knee can be cushioned with a blanket or a pillow. Then you can just come up with this arm and extend the position, shoulders back, belly raised. You're trying to push your hip and push your knee back. You're trying to get the heel in line with the knee in the back. You can look up, you can look under your armpits, see how we're feeling. And then we can come up. If you free this arm and reach, you're gonna feel so much more challenge. And then you can wrap this arm and reverse. Reverse in the warrior. Make sure this knee doesn't pull in because it wants to. So you can come back and adjust if you like. Now I'm going to just shift the body weight back, lift the toes up, reach towards this toe, and see whether you can keep it there. And then you free this arm to reach up. Put your hips more back, more back, more back. Now you can try to flatten the foot. It might not want to go there, but you do your best. And then we're going to bend the knee and move forwards again. More. This time you can try to wrap the arm. See whether you can wrap the hands underneath. This is much more manageable than they were standing position. Shoulders back, top of the neck is up. Breathe. Press the heel. And then we are going to free our arms and just turn the hands forwards, turn the toes forwards. So you're in this position, on the box position, with the hands squared under the shoulders and your hips are parallel with the shoulders. So they're all pushing down with the hands and the knee. And then you can lift one leg. You can bend this knee if you want, and the other arm. Breathe. And then bring the toes down. See where you can come down a little bit more. I'm just keeping my body weight forward so that you can keep these toes down and find the inner thighs. So you're kind of going half a box split. If you can go further, open this leg is fine, but don't force beyond your ability. You can adjust forwards and backwards wherever you want to go here, so as long as you're feeling your inner thighs. There should be no tension in your neck, in your shoulders. You're deepening our breath. And then we can find this knee. You might have to adjust in a different way. And we're in the floor pose again. See whether you can get closer to the floor. So you're opening those hips. You feel like you're open book. Engaging your core muscles. But your back should be loose. I'm using my forearms to press down. Now I'm gonna dig my toes in and lift my legs behind me. You might have to come in a different way. You don't have to go where I go. So you can look into your hands and lift onto the balls of the feet and see where you can keep this position. And then we can try to lift one leg and the other leg. And you're trying to lift the hips with it. And then go back down with the heels. Wherever you can, you may not have been here, okay? So just can stay with the forearms down a little bit further forwards. Or you're coming back with me on the wide-legged fold. Again, I got my head off the floor, right? I'm not trying to lift with my head. You can look forwards and see whether you can lift both knee heels together now. You don't have to do this. You need to try to get the hips up higher and then come back down with the heels. And because I've just worked so hard trying to adjust my spine, now my hands are behind me and I'm just relaxing all I have here. Now I'm gonna crawl to the right. My right arm stays under my right hip already. And then my left arm reaches forwards. And I'm trying to get my head down. Again, put a blanket under your knee if it's causing trouble. Try to surrender as far down as you can. And we can go to the forearms if you need more support. And then I'm gonna push up and then come back to where I was. You can just stop and start and change the front leg, okay? Now I leave my left arm behind as I turn to my left and I come down here, try to reach, you can get bent further. This time I'm just gonna get my legs back and open the knees as wide as my hips and I sit back into my child's pose again. This time my chest is flat on the floor because we've been here a while. I'm stretching the same muscles over and over. We did the hips open, so I find my heels with my bum. If you can't do that, support your head and your chest with your hands under your head or your chest. It's up to you. So is that you're comfortable, there is no tension. In the places you don't need tension. You're trying to let go of your shoulders and your neck. Deepen your breathe. Surrender to the higher power. Come out of your shell and start noticing in your body. Bring the hands back. Good. We're gonna push. Then we come here. Bring the hands in again. This time I'm just gonna try to get my hands back, turn my palms, and I'm pushing onto my arms, and I'm lifting my legs off the floor. So my hands turned inside out, so it's like this. So even if you can't lift, you just have to do, you press arms and stretch, go onto your knees up first, then maybe you can do one leg, you can do the other leg. And then once you're ready, you can start hovering off the floor. And then you sit and just go. Relax your hands a little. They're harder than it looks. So, but it teaches you how to use your wrist. So you can change and rotate on the other way. So you can use this grip into the peacock. So you can come, bend the body this way, hands this way. And just stay here. If you can't do the bent arms, you don't need this, just can hold it there. If you bend the arms here and you come onto the hips with your elbows, you're gonna get comfortable first. So you're finding the hip bone. It's not digging into your organs and hurting you, and then you can try to stay there. You don't need to lift anything, but eventually you'll be lifting your feet off the floor. Okay? Breathe. When you have enough, you can come back. The idea that you don't have to lift your tail so high, so you can just start using your core muscles. Then we're gonna go again one more time. Practice makes perfect. If your hands are hurting you, you can use, because it's a difficult grip, so you're going back. So you can use the edge of the blocks, but you might not be able to lift. But what this does is just you can find a grip easier. So when you come onto the here, you don't have to lift your toes. You can find a little bit more balance, okay? And you can have your nose on the floor, but make sure you're not gonna break it. Breathe. And when you had enough, you come back again. Have a little sit down. Right. So just release the hands because it puts lots of pressure on the fingertips when we do all these balances. So you're just gonna go in and out like that. Good. I want the sunshine on my face. Just go open. You don't have to be on your heels. You can be actually kneeling down. You go in and out, in and out, in and out, and open, open, open. Breathe. Now, if you like, you can sit on the saddle pose. You can put a block on between the legs here and sit. In my case, I don't need that. And I get down to the saddle pose like this. Then I'm just gonna take my right arm like this. You can just get it here. And then you can take the left arm behind and interlace your fingers. You can do each side. So it doesn't matter which side you start. If you can't grab the fingers, you can get a towel or you can go to straps. Some of you have straps, so you can pull a strap. But the idea that you climb your hand as high as possible. So even if you're not grabbing the hands, you can grab the strap and pull the strap apart. When you do that, you're getting the shoulders in the right position. So you're getting the maximum stretch. Staying in the hero pose. And breathe. If you want to close your eyes and just have an internal gaze to the third eye. And just find a hero in you. We are living in a very stressful time. Lots of uncertainty in our brains. We feel out of balance constantly. The pressure is increasing for everybody around the world. We are all affected. So even though you think you're not affected, this is not true because we all are made of the same atoms. We're all communicating. So the butterfly effects happen. So someone sets something in motion and that keeps affecting the next person and the person after that. So we're all getting through something massively life affirming. So you need to find answers so that you're not getting blown out. You're staying in control amongst the wind and the storm. And then you can change other side. That was quite strong stretch for me, so I'm just going to rotate. That's where I got shoulder tension most. Then I'm going to change other side. Try to feel your neck. Again, if it's too hard, you're getting pins and needles and you can't reach the hands. Use a towel or the strap. So that you can relax and close your eyes and start making internal connections, because this is really important, so that we can notice and celebrate ourselves here, because no one else is able to celebrate you. Sometimes we've been in a lockdown, even though we are opening up and seeing our friends, it's still quite uncertain, the emotions, the feelings we go through day to day. So take a moment and breathe for yourself, away from it all. Just listen to your heartbeat, listen to the sound of your breath, and be thankful for all you got. And tomorrow is another day. You cannot change everything, but you can change your reaction to things. You can become part of the flow rather than standing against it. Or you can bend against the wind rather than breaking. Whatever it is, the answer is there somewhere deep down. You can search each and every time you practice yoga. and under your arms. So if you like to chant a one big loud Om and 3 times Shanti, so you can just sit up nice and tall. Take a deep breath in and then let it go. Next time, I'm going to make a sound starting deep down. Use your back thumb. Three times Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Take a little bowl for me. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed that, and enjoy whatever comes in your way, and I hope it's all the lovely things. Okay? Have a good day.